Alright, I guess it's time for a run back. Thank you to our $5 patrons, Sinners Lancelot, Artgoon, and the Divine Anpu. And a big thank you to our $25 patron, the Mr. Greed. Now, before you hop into this breakdown on Mr. Crafty's Meliodas is much stronger than you imagine, please, if you ever leave your own thoughts on this video in the comment section down below, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure to hit that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, do a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Any support would be appreciated. Now, let's get into last week's poll. So, last week I asked y'all, did you think Mr. Crafty did a good job of scaling Meliodas? Was it fact or cap? And with a hefty, juicy, girthy 77% ratio to a 23%. Fact was the overwhelming decider. And you know what? I could agree. Well, notably, I do think he did lowball Meliodas in some aspects. I do think there are some things wrong with what he said. I'd say the estimation he gave him is a valid one. And like I said, you can have multiple metas, multiple views on a character. Just, it's fine by me. Like legitimately, I don't necessarily care if you lowball. I don't really care if you highball. Well, actually, that's the thing. I can't lie and say I don't care. But like, in terms of having your own opinion, yeah, that's fine. He was factual in what he said, and there we go. However, we have a new one. We have a run back. He saw last week's video. Thank you for commenting on last week's video. Thank you for having a great time watching it. Sorry to catch you off guard. I thought I could have sworn I asked you if I could react to it. You said yes. Hold on, I may be misremembering that. That may have been somebody else. But I'm happy to help you out. Like I said, I love doing this. I will. If any of my creators out there, like if you were in the comments section, you want me to react to one of your videos, tell me. I will react. I do this for fun, and obviously I want to help out anyone who I can help out with this, and it's just fun for me to do. So don't be afraid to ask in the comment section down below. However, that was last week's poll. Let's get into the video itself. What's up, guys? I love Pencil, and here we are to break down and analyze Meliodas is much stronger than you imagine. 7 Deadly Sins by Mr. Crafty. So essentially, like I said, this is his follow-up video to the video Meliodas is much stronger than you imagine last time, and we did a whole breakdown on that, and it ended up turning out to be like an hour long, way longer than I expected. So I'm gonna stop stalling here. We just make sure I'm recording on both ends, and it's time. So ready for a quick 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, this is Mr. Crafty, and today I'm doing my reamped version of Meliodas and saying how strong he is. I won't be doing a revamped version of how fast he is, because I really don't see a point in it when I do hold to my calculations I made in the past.
I do need to react to that video too. Admittedly, I didn't watch it because I planned to react to that, but this dropped first before I could actually sit down and record my reaction to a speed video, so expect that to be dropping sometime soon. However, let's let them roll. Let's let me get.
But like, let's get on to the strength or AP portion of this video. Now, I know I'm only sticking to Meliodas, revamping how strong he would be in his true magic form. Because if you didn't watch my last video, I did make a few mistakes, and I even got kind of called out on by another YouTuber.
No, see, like, this is the thing, bro. It wasn't meant to be a call. It was just literally me reacting to it and giving you my thoughts on it. I say that because call out tends to have a negative connotation to it. Just because I said I didn't agree with you, and just because I pointed out some mistakes you made, it wasn't necessarily a call out. It was literally just me giving my thoughts on something. So don't see, that's the only reason I'm ever scared of doing that. Like, whenever I say, oh, I disagree with you, or whatever, I think something's wrong, don't take that as a negative connotation that, like, oh, Pencil, you must be calling me out. Oh, you must think I did everything. No. I love this. I love when other people scale. It's fun. I don't know. I enjoy this stuff. So don't ever view my videos. Well, I mean, view them as whatever you want. Once again, perspective is 20/20. That's not how that phrase goes. But regardless, view my videos however you want. But just know, I wasn't necessarily trying to call you out, dog. It was just me giving my thoughts on the video you made.
I was originally gonna do reamp my calcs form in a future video that wasn't center based around Meliodas, but that YouTuber gave me the nudge, so I might as well just do it. So I know
I like giving nudges. Does that sound bad? That can't sound bad, right? That's not bad, right? I like giving it. Whatever. Let's let him speak.
There are some scaling you can use to get base Meliodas to a little bit higher than I put them, like even like planetary to maybe small, like dwarf to even star level, which
Yeah.
and that falls in line with the fact that each and every 10 Commandments and archangels had at least some portion of their power, and due to them creating
Wait.
these big sized realms, which I won't spoil what the whole content is. This not might as well. And each of these realms have a bare minimum a star in it.
Oh, okay. Well, I do agree with that, and but the thing is, I've been. Oh, that was bad. Sorry, I was moving something. But what I will say about that is, because I think he's going off of that scaling. Technically, you don't have to use that. I just like to use that just on top of that whenever I'm explaining the commandment power amp, because people don't believe in that. But I get what you mean there. Like, each commandment has a portion of star level. Like, I've said that before, and I still kind of do agree with it. However, I know people have contentions with that. But I'll cover all that when I do my commandments and the Graces Explained videos, which are currently in the works. So those will be dropping soon, and I'll be explaining the whole power amp behind that and what that could hypothetically mean for anyone who could wield the power of the commandments, like the commandments, and anyone who wields the power of the Graces. But another way you could get them to planetary to large star, or not large star, but planetary to like dwarf star levels, is just using Tarmiel. The man pooped out an ocean. It's been calced from large planetary to small star level. Like, that's another way. But maybe he's going to go into that. Let me shut up.
And they would have at least some portion of the energy, which I can't say I fully agree with that meta of scaling base Meliodas, but it's there, so you can always.
That, ironically enough, you don't personally, at least for me, and once again, anyone can tell me your thoughts in the comment section. I encourage you to. I don't typically use that to scale base Meliodas to those like large planetary star levels. I just use the fact that, like in the panels you're showing on screen, he's smacking up 50% of the Demon King plus Eldris. And that's a pretty clear indication that, half the Demon King large star level. At least the Demon King bare minimum planetary or multi-moon level. Meliodas is able to bully that Demon King in base. No Lostvayne, no amps. Maidenless? Like legitimately. So that's usually how I scale base Meliodas to those powers. Because we literally see it. Like, I get what contentious people have with it, like, oh, well, maybe the commandment solo don't actually give you that amp and they're just a curse, and then only when you gather them you start to get the amps. But I can get that, let that slide. But this is literally 50% of the Demon King plus his Eldris, who's already, like, a portion of their respective deity level. Like, you can argue relative to Afternoon Mael, or if not bloodlusted, a little bit superior. Like, it's not exactly difficult to argue for planetary if he's literally on panel boxing up a dude that has over 50% of the power of something that created a star. You know what I'm saying?
Say that. But now on to like the meat of this video, I guess you could say. So it's something I failed to notice in my last video, since it's kind of going off the top of my head. This time
And see, I'm sorry, I know I keep cutting him off. Once again, I can't help it. I should have warned y'all. If y'all are new to me, hi, I pause and I speak a lot. I hate doing reaction videos where whenever I just sit there, I feel empty. So I'm gonna keep pausing. I'm gonna keep speaking. However, once again, that is another thing. Crafty did explain in his comment, and he explained in his response video. And I did see that, by the way, Crafty. Your 3-minute. I didn't react to it. That's because I saw it and clicked on it the moment I saw it. So that was my bad. But like I said, I figured you were out of just tuning with the series. You had made the video off the top of your domer, which is why I didn't blame you for a lot of the mistakes. I think you just needed to reread,
watch, and even did as much as I could to fully scale. Now I understand the star meta or lore meta is very, very prominent. Like, I'll go over the fact that now we even see in the Curse of Light movie, there are stars in both the goddess and demon realm, and you must assume there's at least an astronomical unit between the star and the worlds the clans inhabit. So that would make both the Demon King and goddess, supreme goddess or deity, be able to output 8.14 times 10 to the 44 joules of energy, or large star level. near close to
Language.
solar system, but still. And if you're wondering how come I disagreed with this meta before, says one, I wasn't truly all. I made a whole video explaining myself right at one my response to that you said YouTuber, but I was kind of going off the top of my head, and I was kind of freshly new to the star meta, so I had to go refresh myself and all this stuff.
I'm sorry. Once again, I'm cutting him off. He's doing a great job of explaining like his own history, and I feel like he's about to go into his contenders with the star meta, and I'm excited. You know, I always appreciate that. However, if I were to speak, I am like I don't got kids yet. Working on that, but man, like seeing the star meta go as far as it does, like that was something I made up on my own, and then put it out there, and then people took it, and it grew and grew and grew. Like, I feel like I did something. Like, you go to star meta stuff, that's all the way back. That's, like, way, way back in the How Strong Is Meliodas video. That video's going on, like, 2 years old now. That's my baby. And now we've come, like, and I know he's probably about to disagree with it, but we've come as like, a lot of people in the scaling community have come to the consensus that at least star level is okay for Meliodas in, like, the 7 Deadly Sins verse. And I think that's great. I don't know. It brings a tear to my eye. Gosh darn it! Like for a verse that in the community was at best planetary for the longest time. Like, and I don't even just mean the community in like the general sense. Like people, if you thought 7 Deadly Sins, you may have thought planetary off of like a couple statements here or there and stuff like that. But now we got star, and that was. Sorry, I'm finna start crying. Let me speak.
And well. The stuff I used were kind of I guess counterpoints are kind of falsely used, I guess you could say. For an example, now you can easily prove the fact there are stars in there, and the fact that someone's Chandler. But
oh, he's about to go into the Chandler stuff. However, yeah, and that's the thing, right? As much as I'm proud of saying, "Oh, that's my baby," it's not even needed anymore. Legitimately, it's not needed. Nakaba, and I still think Nakaba did that on. Well, no, it's not like Nakaba even knew about this. It's not like Nakaba cares about power scaling. Like I highly doubt he does. I don't think he cares that much. But like, it is very, very, very. he a sneaky one for that. I'm the one promoting star in the goddess realm, celestial realm, celestial realm, celestial realm, celestial realm. And what does Nakaba do? What does the mad lad do? He puts a star in the demon realm. I remember first hearing about that, right? Because I remember Cursed by Light, the big thing that first came out with that movie, before it really dropped and we got like a full clear review of it, we saw the moons. And we were like, whoa. Because I didn't theorize 2 moons. I never even spoke about the demon realm, being completely honest with you. I never did. I was never spitting. So I never spat in terms of the demon realm. But that was something else crazy, because that was like multi-moon level. What did moons rotate around? A planet, so at least planetary, right? But then when the star popped up, I was like, I think we as a collective community went just almost shocked that Nakaba actually did it, and in the realm he did it too. That's nutty. That's actually nutty. But of course, let me let Crafty rock.
By blocking out the sun by kind of switching the cycles would make Escanor go back to his base, and someone as well, we see Monel able to use his gray sun.
I mean, Crafty, this may just be how you pronounce it, bro. There's no N. It's Mael. And who knows? Maybe it isn't Mael, because like I said, me and the anime, we aren't friends. And not just because it's bad, it's just that I don't typically watch anime. So maybe it is Monel? Is it Monel? Hold on, before I get on Crafty for this, and I'm not going to stop. So who knows? Maybe editing me will look up, but I doubt he will. But is it actually Monel? I feel like it is Mael, right? Every time I hear someone say Mael, it is Mael. But who knows? Maybe that just means a community mispronunciation, because he said he just reread and rewatched. And rewatching the anime is more than I can say. The only thing I rewatch on occasion is Cursed by Light when I need it. But maybe it is just Monel.
Which is the same as Sunshine inside the goddess realm. So someone as well.
Hey,
we see Monel able to use, his gray sun, which is the same as sunshine,
there we go,
inside the goddess realm. So, we know there's, that star level power. Plus, I'm pretty sure Chaos Kath has an interesting feat where he says he's listing down all the stuff he's going to be able to destroy.
And stars.
And he specifically says the stars as well. So,
Very interesting, and I keep apologizing for cutting him off, but I'm going to keep doing it. And look, we're already halfway through the video. We're doing a healthy pace. So, but the thing is, right? And I know that it technically makes sense because they create it, right? So they're probably beyond the stars they create. But the way the sequence of that statement goes with Kath is that he goes countries, blah 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 blah, stars, and even the gods, which makes it kind of like. I know sentence phrasing isn't very important, but I'm a semantics kind of dude. Like I always look for specific phrasing and stuff like that. So when looking at that statement and Kath goes out of his way and be like, "Oh yeah, the stars are cool to eat and destroy, but I'm also going after the gods," and it always made me wonder, like, is that like a tier above? Like, what are the gods? And to be fair, it makes sense, right? Because for some reason. Because they were Chaos's chosen one. The gods were just essentially immortal. We gotta remember, the Demon King lived for 1 billion years. And sure, he wanted a younger body, but he still didn't, he looked no worse for wear. He had the long wispy beard, but heck, by the time he created the demon realm, he had a long wispy beard. The dude has been old since time immemorial, essentially. So it isn't shocking that he may want a younger vessel. Maybe he was just born that way, but then again, we have a prime Demon King. There's so much weird things with the Demon King and when he created it. Because if he created it when he was old, that's nutty. But that's another story for another day. I just find that cast statement so interesting because he puts the gods ahead of the stars, as if eating the gods and destroying them is a lot more impressive than eating stars and destroying them. Do what you will with that. I don't think it's too crazy. I'm not saying like you could put the gods in a whole other tier other than stars, but I just like the phrasing of that statement.
Of course, not that many people scale to chaos. I'm just saying it's not in the realm of, and specifically says the stars as well. So, of course, not that many people scale to chaos. I'm just saying.
And once again, I go off in the gut. And like I said, I like to do these reaction videos, at least on scaling stuff, because I can just like spit my general scaling thoughts, right? Because I haven't done a versus battle in a while. I know, I'm working on it. I don't want to say anything, because every time I say something, I have to break my promise. So I'm not going to declare anything. But that's why I like having these videos for, because I can just spit my thoughts. You could argue, and this is the, oh no, I am desperate, I must win. But if you really, 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 really want to go nutty and crazy stupid, I know people are going to get on me for this. So Chaos got completely absorbed by Arthur, right? And he was perfectly merged with him because Arthur was the perfect vessel for Chaos. And then Kath, someone who was fodder, came in and ripped his arm off and munched it. Something that should have the durability of Chaos itself. And going off Kath's own statement, if you have Chaos's full powers, you are able to destroy even realms, like every single realm in existence. Purgatory is a realm, 4D. If a fodder character like Kath was able to munch off the person who create if Kath could munch off the arm of a being who was merged with a being that has the power to destroy an alternate time space, upscale from there. Will multi 7 deadly sins. Do whatever you want. I didn't say that though. If you start doing that, it wasn't me who told you that. I hope no one got what I just said. Now that I put that out there, I hope no one goes anywhere with that.
It's not in the realm of impossibilities or something like that. Now, going on to the fact that we know both the goddess and the supreme deity and the demon king created a large star level realm. And if you don't know, I know a lot of people don't believe this, but creation means creation is in the same. If you can create something, right? You should be able to output the same energy that you created. That's just one of our fundamental laws of physics.
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, except for when we both start rapping. I accelerated the minds of mankind in every day. No, sorry. Wait till the ERB reactions start dropping on that guy with the pencil. But in terms of that, I never necessarily got that, because we, in fact, and notably, I tend not to argue this for my own sanity's sake, because it's hard enough to people to agree that creation even equals destruction. But hypothetically, right? To create something out of nothing takes way more energy than it does to destroy something to pieces. Like, you know how like different levels of things can raise your AP, right? Like you can fragment something, you can vaporize something, you can annihilate something. And depending on how you do it and how fast you do it, you can increase your AP. So like creating something from nothing, reasonably, considering that breaks a fundamental law of our universe, should be way more impressive, but usually it's devalued. And I never necessarily got that. I don't know. It's never made sense to me. And I won't say any more than that. I won't fight any more than that. It's just in fact, because I know some of y'all do exist. And then this is a question for y'all. Can y'all explain why creation wouldn't be equally as impressive as destruction? I get it in the sense, and I think I used this analogy before, but I get it in the sense of a being that creates something but has no means of attacking or defending itself. Then I get why you would want to say, oh, well, that thing's not like multiversal because it can't fight. Like it doesn't have any attack potency feats because it doesn't fight anything. But like for something that can create things and can throw hands, why wouldn't it just have the attack potency of what it can create? Because like if it just poops a star out on you, is it not star level? Okay, enough of that. Let me speak again.
And if you don't think that, I'm sorry, go back to high school and they can reteach you everything.
Whoa. Crafty went for the neck on that. Jeez. He was not playing. I'm sorry. He won that one.
And if you don't think that, I'm sorry, go back to high school and they can reteach you everything. Jeez. But so and plus creation takes more energy than destruction, so the fact they could create these realms just kind of speaks a lot of what they could destroy or AP wise.
Yeah.
But I'm getting carried off. Let's go back to the scaling for Melly. Alright, so now Merlin, as I said before, was stated to break both the Elizabeth's curse and Meliodas' curse. You would have to have equal or greater power than both Demon King and the Supreme Deity. And we all know in his true magic form, he destroyed both curses kind of instantaneously. And if we combine both the outputs for the Supreme Deity and God and Supreme Goddess, then we come out from them both being able to output 1.628 times 10 to the 45 joules of energy, or now solar system level. Now Meliodas is said to surpass them, so Meliodas is said to be able to surpass them, so we just assume that's a 2 times amp. Then he's now 3.256 times 10 to the 45 joules of energy, still solar system level. But like I said in my last video, we do see that Meliodas casually one-shots the Demon King, and not even trying to. Like, here, let's just use the YouTuber that kind of reacted to my video. And gave
you better use my example. Oh, see, I kept quiet for a long time. Are you proud of me? I kept quiet for like a minute. That's a record. But the thing is, I'm a little bit. And this is a thing, right? Where once again, it's all the preference. But I'm a little bit iffy on like the curses being an equivalent power to the Supreme Deity and the Demon King. And personally, the way I interpret Merlin's statement there is you need to be on their level to destroy their curses. Meaning that if you are on that level, you could destroy them in one shot. Because like they're both, like if you're on par with them. Not necessarily both of them combined. So, I mean, I wouldn't do that, personally, but that's just me. Like, if y'all want to do that, I mean, shoot, go ahead. You won't hear a complaint from me. I'll be honest with you, you will never, ever hear a complaint from me. Make Meliodas strong. Well, you actually will. Yes, if it doesn't make sense, you'll hear a complaint from me. But in terms of, like, saying Meliodas should be stronger than both of them combined, little bit iffy on that, though you can very easily argue that he could be and reasonably should be, considering the fact that Zeldris, who literally just was the Demon King, says that Meliodas surpasses the Demon King greatly. Like, it's different from all the previous statements made about the Demon King versus Meliodas' true magic form, where, like, I believe Grianmore is like, it's on par with the Demon King. Meanwhile, Grianmore doesn't necessarily know what the Demon King's full power would be like. Meanwhile, Zeldris, who literally just had that power coursing through his body, would literally be like, oh, you greatly surpass Father. So, I can I can definitely see arguments for like tiers. Not a whole tier apart though. It's iffy. It's iffy. I won't say it's wrong. I won't say it's right. Do what you will with it. But I'm more on the side that he's above both of them. But if like the two of them were to do a fusion dance and like merge their power together, they either would be. I'll have to think about that more. I'll think about that more another time.
Nudge just to make a whole like new video for Meliodas myself. I'll use his analogy. It's like how Meliodas, he had a bow and arrow, but instead of, loading the bow with the arrow, he just threw the bow at the Demon King.
Exactly.
He didn't even try to kill him. He killed him in the mortal plane, and then he also killed him inside the, purgatory plane of existence.
And to this day, right, and who knows, maybe one day, if I ever am able to learn Japanese, run into Nakama himself, I'll ask him if he realized that's what he did. Because I 100% don't think he meant to do that. I think he didn't realize what the implications of Meliodas' feat there was. But the fact that it exists is actually insane. Because there was no link, right? Not only is Meliodas throwing the bow instead of shooting the arrow for one, but he's throwing the bow and to add on to the analogy, say you have a bullseye target, right? And then you have a bullseye target in another dimension. And say by throwing the bow, you threw the bow so hard, or the bow had so much force behind it or in it, that when it hit the target in one dimension, it reached across another dimension and destroyed the other target too. That's what that was. That's nutty, isn't it? That's gotta be, And then again, it's magic nonsense. So it's entirely possible that Nakaba was fully oh yeah, I literally just made a comment on how the two bodies are separate. Bada bing, bada boom, Meliodas is just that guy. And to be fair, actually that does make sense. Nakaba probably did that on purpose. Because Cursed by Light is essentially Meliodas is just that guy, the movie. So, never mind, it makes perfect sense.
So, you can safely say that's a 7.5 times amp, or at least he's stronger than the Demon King. And
7.5? Wait, where did we get that? Wait, hold on. I missed that. Where did we get that number from?
Loading the bow with the arrow, he just threw the bow at the Demon King. He didn't even try to kill him. He killed him in the mortal plane, and then he also killed him inside the purgatory plane of existence. So you can safely say that's a 7.5 times amp, or at least.
I don't know where that number came from. I'm trying to think. Did he mention a multiplier? I'm not sure if he mentioned a multiplier before. 7.5. Where does that come from? Is that a thing? Is an arrow? Maybe he means that by the bow and arrow analogy. Shooting an arrow would be 7.5 times more effective than throwing a bow. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm not sure where the 7.5 times amp came from. It'd be one thing. I think he said a 33 times amp for Lostvayne, because that's another crazy thing, right? Meliodas just threw his mat. He didn't channel it through Lostvayne. He didn't put the amp in there. He didn't put the extra special sauce on there. And you can get some very special sauce with a Lostvayne amp, if you know what I'm saying. Someone already did it, so you can go look at that. Now I'm gonna leave that's a little scavenger hunt for you. Go look in last week's comment section in the last video and find how much water would be how many cups of water would be in your average lake, and then smack that amp on top of a large star level feat, and then see where you get your Meliodas at. You know what I'm saying? Do that as a last resort though. If you're losing the argument, pull that out. There's so many weird things you can pull out, but pull that one out, and then you'll go wild.
He's stronger than the Demon King, Indeed. And if we add that, then he should be able to outpoint 2.442 times 10 to the 46 joules of energy, or still solar system level. It's really hard to get to multi-solar system. You have to get up to the what was I going to say? The exponents have to get up to the 57, I'm pretty sure. But
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make y'all do the scavenger hunt. I'm going to get the comment myself and put it on screen. But editing me, you hear that? Hit the comment. But essentially, the comment counts that you would get around 77,000 77,000 times of cup. Or no, 77,000 cups per lake. So if you want to take the Sacred Treasure multiplier as literally as that, 77,000 times, I'm not sure. I would have to do the math myself. But I think you may hit multi-solar if you want to argue that Meliodas without that is already solar. I'm just saying.
I don't think I'm able to get him anywhere higher than like solar system level, but of course I do want to give him, if he had Lostvayne, I can say it now. God, sorry.
No, see, I feel bad. I was getting on your pronunciation just because it was so off. Because it just felt like that was just, you didn't, and that was, once again, that was just a product of you doing off the top of your head. You probably just didn't remember what Lostvayne was. That's not your fault, man.
But if you do give him the Lostvayne, which generally people have at a 30 times amp, I know you can say it's higher, but still, and well, if you give that to him and give the at least bare minimum 30 times amp, then Meliodas can output 7.326 times 10 to the 47 joules of energy, still solar system, but he's just 10 exponents off of being multi-solar system, which
slap that 77,000 on there.
That's going to be all for this video, and I'm sorry if my last video was misleading.
No, you're
It's
good.
been a while since I've actually caught up with 7 Plus. I was pretty sick, and I kind of want to get that video out since I've already said I would get out like 2-3 videos beforehand. I hope this video is a little bit better, and now I am fully caught up on all this stuff, so, you know, I actually know what the scaling is. I still hold true to my speed scaling. I'm pretty sure that was really good. And with the base Meliodas, you know, you can do what you want with that. Like, you can easily say he's a lot stronger than I originally had him out. But, you know, that's it. Anyway, so in the future, you will be seeing a Meliodas versus Asta video, but you will hold out until the next chapter comes out. Anyway, that's all. Mr. Crafty, out.
All right, good work, man. Once again, kind of disagree with your base Meliodas scaling, but obviously you admitted to yourself that he could be way stronger. You just didn't really feel like rescaling him, so I'm not going to get on you for that. Good work on that. The scaling for true magic, you saw the star, you know, the large star. That's it. It's the basic stuff there, so that's fine. Only contentious with stuff would be like the statement that being on par means you're as strong as both of them because you can destroy both of their curses at the same time. That's a little bit iffy for me, but that's a different topic for a different time. So yeah, this was definitely an upgrade. This was definitely an upgrade, at least for True Magic Mel. So great work, man. Great work. And I'm excited to see that Meliodas versus Asta video. Can't wait to react to that. I need to get my own Meliodas versus Asta video out. I'm working on it, gosh darn it. But there we go. Luckily enough, this video wasn't nearly as long as the last one. However, please tell me your thoughts on his scaling in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come on the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Any support would be appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off.